And we are live. Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake helping you create something awesome today. Welcome to the Streamyard channel. Streamyard is the simplest solution for your live streams, and we are able to be live here simulcasting on YouTube here on the Streamyard channel. We are also simulcasting to my Twitter feed, LinkedIn Live, and also to my own Facebook group and Facebook page. And that is how simple StreamYard makes it. So today we're going to be talking about some interesting changes to YouTube. There's a lot going on. There are some new YouTube features you need to be aware of. You need to be aware of some new things regarding YouTube monetization, new small YouTuber requirements. We'll eventually talk about YouTube's update to engagement with regard to the dislike counter, and we will be talking about the new live streaming features that you can expect in 2022 from YouTube. So really exciting stuff here, and make sure if you are not already subscribed to the StreamYard channel, and if you have not downloaded StreamYard, it is the simplest solution for live streaming. It makes live streaming easy. You can go ahead and do that for free, $0 for free right now. Link is in the description down below of this video, but just hope you're all having a great evening wherever you are. It is a lovely Thursday here in Atlanta. So let's jump into the news, as Philly D would say. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share something here on my screen with you. Just bear with me for a moment. So I'm adding this here to the stream. Also, again, new feature with StreamYard. We have picture-in-picture here. So enjoying that. Great update to the StreamYard team. So YouTube is adding some really interesting things, and it's not limited to YouTube gaming, even though that's who it was addressing. And I want to start here just because we want to start with the good stuff. We want to start with the positives in the community and the things that we can all be very happy and excited about. So when it comes to this one, I'm just gonna like try to make this a little bit bigger for all of you. Hope that's working. See, I love this picture-in-picture feature here. In fact, actually, yeah, I think this should be good. So YouTube's head of global gaming, Ryan Wyatt, teased some new features that are coming out, and he said many of them were developed in response to creator feedback. Now, between you and me, many of them were made in response to Twitch streaming. I feel like YouTube decided to just kind of take Twitch's whole career here. And I love you, Twitch, but you're going to have to step up with YouTube competing here. So YouTube's exploring ways to let creators turn clips in which viewers share the best moments from a live broadcast into shorts. It's TikTok competitor. So you're gonna be able to have clips turned into YouTube shorts. And then also you're gonna have gifted memberships, which is very much like gifted subs in Twitch, if you're familiar with that. So that means that, let's say my good friend Andy Lyons wanted one of you to get access to my YouTube channel membership and all the exclusives I have there. Well, she could decide to purchase a month of that on your behalf and just gift you my membership. And so I would get the $5 on that at the lowest tier. Now, one of the big differences between Twitch and YouTube that you may not be familiar with is that with YouTube, you get 70% of all your memberships, all of your super chat donations. You get 70% of all of that. With Twitch, you get 50%. So that makes it very, very competitive. They're also going to feature redirect for gaming, but I imagine that that feature will also work for other live streams. These features will not be limited to YouTube gaming. They may go there first. And so that'll be similar to Twitch raids. And the way that works is, let's say I had 50 of you watching me live here. And then let's say my good friend Viper decided to go live on YouTube. I could redirect y'all so that you immediately end up going to his stream at the end of mine. So that is a way to support other creators. It's a way to support small creators. I think it's going to be great. There's also going to be membership milestone chats. Some of you might already be seeing that already, and that is something really great. There's going to be super thanks and super chat only, subscriber only chats. And so there are things like that. And some of this has already been implemented into YouTube Live. and streaming. And this is not just limited to gamers. So this is going to be huge news, at least in my opinion, in terms of the features that we're going to get as live streamers. So you're going to have the ability to not only have memberships, which we have, but you'll have the ability for people to gift each other channel memberships. So that's going to be huge. You're going to have the ability to do essentially raids on YouTube live streams to the next live streamer that's going live. So that's going to really help with smaller channels. It means that larger creators have an incentive to surprise smaller channels by saying, hey, we're going to blow up your live stream in a good way. And so you have these amazing things. Basically, you're having parity in features between YouTube and Twitch, which kind of means that the only unique thing about Twitch would probably still be its culture rooted in gaming, because its features would not be unique. And that would basically make YouTube the superior live streaming platform, with Twitch being known for streaming, exclusively for streaming. YouTube would all of a sudden become truly the best streaming platform and the best streaming experience between its monetization options and its tools. So I really do believe, we have Xander here asking in the chat, I wonder if YouTube Live will overtake Twitch. Aside from the culture and focus Twitch has on gaming, I don't see how they wouldn't, because I feel that YouTube would be a superior experience. It would definitely be better for creators for the monetization side. It already is, but it'd be a superior experience at that. There's not really, aside from not being able to move over your followers, there'd be no reason for an established creator to stay loyal to Twitch unless Twitch makes changes. So the thing is, people have said YouTube needs competitors to innovate. I think I disagree. I think YouTube's going to make everyone else innovate. I think that's what's going to happen here. So that's tremendous news when it comes to the live streaming features. What do some of you think? If you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments how you feel about that in the if you're watching the replay. And if you're live, let me know in the live chat how you feel about the live streaming updates and features that we're going to get on YouTube. And then also, because this is a stream where we're talking about some of YouTube's updates and some of the planned changes, please make sure that you're sharing this. You can share this if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, and that would be great. But Chris asked, wait, did they actually add a raid option for live streams? So they are adding that in, Chris. That is something that is coming. I may be in an early beta of that, believe it or not. So there will be some new features that basically will give you almost identical to what you have in Twitch right now, will be coming to YouTube, and that'll be between right now and the new year, probably first quarter of 2022 is what I'm seeing. So I think that's a huge deal. Fishing with Gramps, great channel name, says separate channel for lives or keep them under one channel. I think it depends. If you do semi long form content and you're not doing lives all the time, I think you can get away with it on a main channel, at least nowadays. I might have said something different 2 or 3 years ago, but nowadays I'm not seeing a problem with it. My live streams on my main channel get somewhere between 10 and 20,000 views, and they're 3-hour long live streams. I don't expect most people to sign up for that. So I think that most people don't sign on for like 3-hour live streams, even if you make long form content. So for me, it means that I can get away with that on my channel. If I make it an hour, it'll probably perform better, honestly. So with that in mind, it really just depends. Like, you can orchestrate live streams to where they perform as well as regular uploads. I think it's not something everybody is skilled at. So Xander says, and this is an excellent point, the only problem that I've seen between Twitch and YouTube is that it's harder to get access to monetization on YouTube. Arguably, yes, but if you do get it, I feel that it pays so much better that it's worth it. But but I understand if that's people's concern to motivate them to keep going. Because the thing is, on both Twitch and YouTube, when you're a new YouTuber, the monetization is a motivation thing. It's not that meaningful. The ROI is not there. You're still working. The first year that you get monetized on YouTube, if you didn't blow up, the first year, maybe the first 2 years on both YouTube and Twitch, hours to hours, you're still working for less than minimum wage. So it's like, so it's only meaningful if it motivates you to keep going. Financially, it's not that meaningful. And I know that people are going to say, oh, well, that's easy for you to say with a bigger channel, or maybe you're saying that from a place of privilege. I'm not joking. It is not hours to dollars meaningful. It is like better than going completely sunk cost, but not by much. It's literally just, oh, well, something is better than nothing. It purely is motivational money. That first year to 2 years, if you don't have tens of thousands of subscribers on YouTube or hundreds of people supporting you on Twitch, the money for monetizing when you're a small creator is not meaningful or life-changing money. It's because it's also not justifiable for the hours you put in to get it. It's not. It takes a long time to make it worthwhile for the majority of creators. And I just want to be upfront with you about that, because a lot of people will tell you about the opportunity. They won't tell you about the downside, how long it takes, and whether the money is meaningful. If you sit there and you do the calculator yourself, you'll find out that it's like, oh, wow. The money you made from this particular thing, you could have made that money easily online or in the real world so many other ways. It's about the long-term benefits of that much later down the road once you cross that hurdle. So I understand what you're saying, where it's like, oh, on Twitch you only need so much to start getting monetized compared to YouTube. But for both of those things, you're still not necessarily making real money until much later down the road. So yeah, all you want is a community feed. You get the community feed on YouTube. So they actually made a recent change. You can get the community post ability on YouTube. Instead of at 1,000 subscribers, you get that now at 500 subscribers. And in a massive update to live streaming, if you want to live stream on your mobile phone, YouTube has taken the requirement from 1,000 subscribers to live stream on mobile down to 50 subscribers to live stream on mobile. Now, you could always live stream on your desktop with 0 subscribers, but if you want to use your phone and that's all you have, or that's the best device you have for live streaming, now it's 50 subscribers to live stream with your phone. Now, the reason that they did this before, where they had the limit for 1,000, it used to also be 0, but it became 1,000 because there was a tragic incident in New Zealand with someone live streaming on Facebook doing something very, very bad. And so YouTube did not want to find itself in the same position as Facebook, and so it put that requirement for mobile live streaming in place. So it's 50. And if you're a small channel, by the way, the community tab hasn't existed for even, I think, 2 or 3 years. It's only been 2 or 3 years old. You don't need all the features that YouTube has when you're a small YouTuber. You have the most important ones. So I wouldn't worry about it. I know it feels bad to not have the same things that big YouTubers have, but you don't really need these features. Most of us started our whole YouTube careers and didn't have most of these features. So you probably don't need to worry about it too much, honestly. It's something that's making you feel bad, but trust me when I say it's not hurting your ability to grow. Plenty of people don't even use it and they grow all the time. So let's see here. What else do we have on deck? There are some other changes. This next one is less fun. And it's a little I wouldn't say controversial. I would say that people have different feelings about this one. YouTube has made an update to how dislikes on YouTube work. Dislike counts will be private across YouTube, but the dislike button will remain. Now, some of you who are small YouTubers have talked to me about this, and personally, a lot of you are in favor of it because, let's face it, small YouTubers get dunked on and get hit with dislikes for no reason the minute that they upload videos. Sometimes all you have to do is have one mean conversation with somebody in Twitter or say something people don't like, and then as a small YouTuber you can find yourself being brigaded with dislikes for no reason the minute you upload a video. And since it's hard for you guys as small YouTubers to get views, when you get those dislikes, it discredits you right away, so it's a lot harder. A lot of big YouTubers came out and were upset that the dislike counter is going away, and they talked about why it's important and why they need it. I think for big YouTubers, it's just nostalgia. Big YouTubers don't like YouTube to change. The thing that's in the best interest of a large YouTuber, and I say this as someone with 500,000 subscribers, for us larger YouTubers that are over 100K, the best thing that could ever happen to us is that YouTube never changes anything ever. That's what would be in our best interest. For small YouTubers, I would argue that this is a good thing, and it's because not everyone uses the dislike button the same way. They don't always use it in good faith. And I've seen small YouTubers get brigaded and unfairly disliked. And so this is something that I know some people are upset about. I'll tell you my thoughts on it real quick before we move on. I don't believe the dislike button, for people defending it, ever accomplished what they say it accomplished. A lot of them say, oh, well, this is to protect corporations. Corporations don't necessarily care about dislikes. Hint, they care about when people spend money. They don't really care about dislikes. There are corporations who've done really crappy ads. I think a lot of you might remember a Pepsi ad that got a lot of hate on the internet. There was a Gillette ad that got a lot of hate on the internet. Both of those companies' stock prices and portfolios have been to the moon. So it doesn't really do anything to dislike the stuff that corporations are putting out there. Where I will say it's a bad thing is that it does limit someone's ability to express themselves and say, well, hey, we're all collectively disliking it, and so you should pay attention, because now the information is not public. The creator still sees it on the back end, so they can know, a creator can know, a brand can know, hey, we didn't like what you did or what you said or how you're behaving. The creator will know, but everyone else won't. Everyone else will only see the like counter. They'll have the dislike button. So if you want to argue that it's a problem of limiting expression and not representing the one group and only representing the people who are in favor of something, I agree with that. And if you're upset about that I understand. In terms of what the dislike button actually accomplished, it did not accomplish what people thought it did. And I've been a tutorial creator for a long time. So a lot of people have said, well, what about tutorials, or using it to sort out good tutorials versus bad tutorials? If you're a YouTube creator and you're watching this, then you already know that YouTube will not recommend videos if there's an early drop off, or if it doesn't have a good average view duration or a good completion rate for people getting to the end of the video. So you already know YouTube does not promote videos if they are not performing well on retention and watch time. And so it doesn't matter if you get people to click on it. If they don't watch it, YouTube will say that this is clickbait, and if it won't promote it anymore. And all of you who are small YouTubers already know that, and so do the large YouTubers. Everyone who's a YouTuber who's looked at their YouTube analytics knows that YouTube will not promote your video if you're not getting a really good average view duration and a good retention rate and watch time. So what happens is the dislikes don't do enough to help you, because the tutorials that you're going to get to see will only be promoted if they're performing on the watch time and on the retention rates. So the thing is, bad tutorials are rarely surfaced in YouTube to begin with, because the videos that YouTube promotes, whether it's in the search algorithm or the homepage, still have to perform. And then, to be real with you, I've been a tutorial creator since like 2010. And what I will tell you is that tutorial channels don't usually upload that often. There's only a certain amount of tutorial channels that even still exist. And it's the least made content on YouTube today. It's some of the least made content. So the thing is, YouTube is very, very good at finding tutorials that people responded well to and promoting them. The dislike counter, you as small YouTubers have probably seen this. if people don't like how you look, they don't like the sound of your voice, they don't like any number of things, they'll just throw a dislike, even if it's not a legitimate thing about the quality or accuracy of the video. Not everyone uses the discount counter the right way, so it's not really a good judge. And I think anyone who's a small YouTuber who's ever had their video disliked unfairly, small YouTubers know that people are not out here giving them a fair chance. So it's the watch time and the retention rate that matters there. When it comes to scams, the scams haven't stopped even with the dislike counter existing. So I don't really think it's a good argument to say it protects people from scams. There's only so much that can protect people from scams. The main thing is a lot of impersonation is happening. I think YouTube needs to do more about that with the comment section filters. I think they're trying. Impersonation is probably a bigger problem right now. I think that spam comments as a whole probably more important. And so there's a lot going on there. I think that if you want to say that, well, it's about silence and criticism, I would argue that the people who are doing scams would probably send dislikes to anyone exposing them to discredit them as just being a hater. And if we all just glance at likes and dislikes and we don't do our own research, don't watch something and form our own opinion, I think we're more likely to be manipulated by not forming our own opinion about something than whether likes or dislikes exist or comments exist. I think the best defense you have is to make up your own opinion about the content that you are watching and then deciding like how you feel about it then. And that's the best I think we can do, to be very honest with you. So I feel like those things, I feel like this change is probably more in favor. I'm not saying it's their motive is small YouTubers or mental health. I am saying that the benefit will mostly be for small YouTubers, because I'll admit, as a big YouTuber, I'll admit this to you, as a big YouTuber, if the platform doesn't change, it benefits me more than you. If the platform changes, it can only help a small YouTuber for the most part. As long as they're not increasing the requirements, it'll only help a small YouTuber. But if I'm a big YouTuber, I don't ever want YouTube to change anything if I'm thinking about what's good for me as a big YouTuber. And I don't think a lot of big YouTubers have just been upfront that the best thing for them is that the platform never changes. You know, I also think that dislikes don't impact big YouTubers. Big YouTubers, whether they do something right or wrong, are not going to be impacted by dislikes as much, because they will just have a bunch of, loyal super fans that will always like whatever they do. So this issue, even with the big YouTubers weighing in on it, there's a bias because they don't lose by going negative on YouTube with this issue. They benefit no matter what they do. So I just want to be transparent about that. So another change here that is happening that you may or may not have seen is YouTube monetization. There's a YouTube monetization change with regard to a feature called Super Thanks. Now, I don't have access to this yet. They're still rolling this out. If you're familiar with Super Chats from live streams, Super Thanks are similar, but Super Thanks can appear on regular videos. And so let's see here. I'm looking for, here it is. Here's a blog post from YouTube on this. So Super Thanks is something that they added, and this is a new update this year, but it's still rolling out. It hasn't hit everybody yet, but Super Thanks allows you to directly donate to your favorite creator on their recorded videos, not just their live videos, and your comment will be highlighted by doing so. And so this is something really convenient just for creators to be supported by their audiences. And so this is rolling out to all creators who have YouTube monetization, and it's still rolling out. It hasn't hit everybody. I haven't even gotten a hold of it yet. So just be aware that this is something that you're going to see coming, and most creators, I believe, will have this by 2022. maybe as early as first or second quarter. Everybody should have this if they're monetized. But I think that this is dope, and I think this is something wildly different. And so this will work similar to super chats. You'll be getting 70% of whatever somebody pays. So if they give you $10, you'll get $7 from that. So be aware. And they're not just rolling this out to big creators. You have Mike Van Doozy here who's saying he got a super thanks the other day. So small creators are getting this. They're not necessarily rolling it out in any particular order. I don't have it yet, but this is great news because it's just another way that creators can be supported and that creators can make money. Somebody's saying my audio is clicking a little bit. Is my audio fine right now? Is my audio fine right now? Yeah, saying Fishing with Gramps says, yep, buddy of mine with 5K subs has it. Yep. No, this is absolutely great news for the community. So I think that this is really great. This is tremendous. So basically YouTube has like maybe 10 different ways that creators can monetize directly in the YouTube platform now. And that's a lot of ways to monetize. That's a lot of opportunity. So I think that when you look at it, YouTube is like very much the best platform in the creator economy. I mean, hands down. You qualify for this the same way you do for regular YouTube monetization. 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 hours of watch time within a year. I've made a video, actually I've made a couple of videos, but I've made a video with exactly how to get your 4,000 hours of watch time to get monetized. So if you haven't watched that over on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/RobertoBlake2, you should definitely do that. But that is definitely something that's important. You need 4,000 hours of watch time and you need 1,000 subscribers, and then you can monetize. And I've done a series of videos to tell you exactly how to do that. And those are over on my YouTube channel. So definitely consider giving those videos a look. If you enjoy those videos, then make sure you're absolutely subscribing to my channel. But yeah, so these features that we're getting between the new features and then also the new monetization, I think this is going to be great. And I don't think that this is the end of announcements we're going to see from YouTube. I think we're going to see a lot of different announcements from YouTube between now and the beginning of the new year. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. One other thing that I'll definitely say about the likes and the dislikes thing is it's okay if you aren't in favor of this decision, but I will tell you, I do not believe that they're roll back the dislike counter and that they're going to reverse their decision on this. I think that from what I understand and from talking to some people at YouTube, the data that they have was undeniable about small YouTubers being more impacted by dislikes than big YouTubers, and dislikes not being accurate to the quality of content. So I think that they're just like, no, it's not worth it. And the quality of the platform, everyone keeps saying this is going to ruin YouTube, but I disagree. YouTube's already the best platform there is, at least as far as I'm concerned. And then the other platforms don't have dislike counters. Instagram doesn't, Twitter doesn't, Snapchat doesn't, TikTok doesn't, Twitch doesn't. So I don't feel that I feel that when a feature proves its utility, it has ubiquity, right? So look at YouTube Shorts. That's another thing we could talk about actually is YouTube Shorts. TikTok made the case for vertical video being a thing and everybody stole it, right? Like, so TikTok and then Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts, because the utility was so good, it became ubiquity, it became commonplace, right? Stories, Snapchat had stories and then everybody took it. It proved that this is something every platform should have because people liked it and it was good and it was working. So I think that when something is working, it becomes normalized. When something is just a feature that one platform has and it's not even doing what the platform intended it to do, then it goes away. And I partly know that because YouTube used to not even have a dislike counter before. For years, I was actually part of YouTube for years before it had that. YouTube for like 4 years or 5 years actually only had 5-star ratings as its method for qualifying videos. So it was a 5-star rating system for like 4 or 5 years. We didn't even have a dislike. Back in my day, we didn't even have a dislike counter. We didn't have a dislike or like button. We didn't have any of these like ratios back in my day. I'm an old man. I'm an old YouTuber. We didn't have that. Y'all young kids today don't know what the platform was like back in my day. Yeah, so we have that. Yeah, we didn't have a dislike counter. We had ratings, you know? And again, in terms of showing dissent, the good news is it's an open platform. Anybody can make a video. Anybody can make a video. I mean, and even if you want to show dissent, like if you're outnumbered by the likes, it doesn't matter, really. Does it really matter? Because since people are going off the ratio, if someone, if even if let's say there's like 100,000 people that watch a video, 10,000 people rate it. If like 10,000 people like it, even if there's 500 people who want to show dissent, how meaningful was their vote? Like, I mean, to be very real with you, it's meaningful to the creator and feedback to say, oh, wow, that's a lot of people that don't like something. But for the general public, if you see that 10,000 people like something and 500 people like something, you're just going to lean with popular opinion. But the popular opinion may not be correct. It's possible the 500 people were absolutely right and that the 10,000 people are just being fans and just like not paying attention, or they like what they like or whatever. The 500 people, they're outnumbered by the 10,000 people, can be correct. But no one's going to care because all they see is 10,000 versus 5,000. They're going to write those, sorry, not 5,000, 10,000 versus 500. They're going to write those 500 people off. Or even if it was 1,000 people, they're going to write them off. So again, it's not that meaningful. It's not that meaningful. What we have to do is we have to watch things and make up our own opinion. And at least that's how I feel about it. Because I'm like, I don't know who I'm going to agree with. Just assuming that the majority is correct is not always the right thing to do. You can't always assume that the majority of people are correct. You have to just watch something and make up your own opinion about it. You know? You have to make up your own mind. You can't just say that the majority rule is correct. You know, that's where, what's the phrase they say in history? The tyranny of the 51% or something? Like, you can't just assume that majority of people will always be right. So, you know, that's just one man's point of view, though. Anyway, I just wish YouTube would change the font in chat. It's so ugly. I don't know. Maybe they should use Open Sans. Open Sans is a good font. You can use Open Sans. You can use, what's the other good one? Use Open Sans. You can use, I don't want to say Helvetica because Helvetica requires a license. That gets expensive. You can use Open Sans. I think you could use Roboto. I think you could use Orbito. Those are good free fonts. Yeah. JC helps. Question, Roberto, do you ever shoot in both 16 by 19 and 9 by 16 on 2 cameras at once? So this is a great question in terms of like maybe how to make YouTube shorts. I do not currently, but another way you could do it is you could shoot wide on your 16 by 19 camera and you could shoot in 4K. Most cameras shoot in 4K now, so you can shoot wide and in 4K, and then that would give you like a perfect 9 by 16 when you decide to crop in, and most of the apps can do that. So yeah. Chris says, I actually like Roboto font. Yeah, I like it too. I like Roboto, Orbito, and I like Open Sans. Hi, Mr. Camera Junkie. Appreciate you. Yeah. Oh, you guys like the old man Roberto voice? Yeah. No, it's fun sometimes. I just try, you know, sometimes you strain your voice a little bit if you do it too much. But yeah. So yeah, the main thing is to, I would say, if you're looking at losing YouTube hours, uh, it's because it's a rolling 12-month cycle. It's a rolling 12-month cycle. So you lose hours because the month that you accumulate them is not in the 12-month cycle. You have to get your 4,000 hours within 12 months. And so it's a rollover cycle month to month. So that's the issue. And so it goes down based on that. So sorry that that's like screwing up your your ramp up to monetization, but you have to get it within that allotted 12 months. So that's the issue with if you're trying to qualify for the YouTube partner program specifically, and you're trying to get monetized, and it's the 4,000 hours you're looking for, then yeah, it's gonna hurt if the majority of your hours are tied back to a period of time they exist outside those 12 months. I'm experiencing the same thing on my podcast channel. I was this close to monetization on my podcast channel, but one of my biggest interviews was more than 12 months ago. So like I actually lost like a good over 1,000 hours of watch time toward my monetization on my podcast channel. So I think for my podcast channel, I think I'm just gonna live stream probably every morning for like I probably just live stream on my podcast channel every morning until I'm monetized at this point, because that's what I would see ultimately working, at least in the short term. So yeah, it's kind of sucks to lose watch time hours, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, it is what it is. And so the main thing is, if you can be consistent in just pushing your content, then I think you'll be successful. Because that's the biggest problem, and that's the hardest thing when it comes to YouTube, honestly. It's the being consistent part. The being consistent part is the thing that is literally the hardest part about being a YouTube content creator. But with my podcast, I think that I can get 200 hours per episode. So that means that if I do 5 episodes in a week, I could probably get the 1,000 hours. And so if I can do that, I could get monetized pretty quickly in my case. Roberto, does it go down by how much per day? 1 hour, 3 hours? It just depends on how many hours you got on the date that you streamed, and then whether it is 12 months ago or not. And so it's a rolling cycle. It's a rolling cycle. So it's not that every 12 months you go back down to 0. It's that every month it starts to roll over. It rolls over every month. So that's how it works. Yep, that's how it works. John Lewis says, Roberto, my issue is the only way I get views is by sharing my videos on Reddit and Facebook groups. They fit in YouTube, gives me more of a push. I feel bad for not getting most of my views from browser search. Don't feel bad about how you get your views at all. When you don't have an audience, you hustle. You hustle. Like, that's what it is. Like, don't care about the culture or anything, or think that, oh, this is the way I'm supposed to do YouTube, or if I'm not doing it this way, like, I think too many of you, when you do YouTube, you're trying to fit in. Just like hit your goals. Don't buy subs, don't buy views, don't buy watch time, don't do any of that stuff. But other than that, I don't worry about how you accomplish your goals as long as you're not hurting anybody. I think that more of you as YouTube content creators need to stop worrying about fitting in and worrying about looking like a YouTuber. I think too many of you are trying to follow in the footsteps of your favorite YouTuber, or do it the way that they did it, or do what you think being a YouTuber means or looks like. And that's not really going to help anything. I think that you need to find your own way. And if for you, it's that you have to hustle and you have to get on people's radar and you have to do that, then it is what it is. And that's just how it goes. You can't sit there and worry about it. You can't sit there and worry about it. I tell people don't worry about the algorithm because I'm like, all right, the algorithm can't stop you. If you make your videos and you put them out at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Thursday or whatever, then guess what? The algorithm isn't the problem. You just need people to tune in just like they did back in the old days on television. Like, okay, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard, my show's coming on. Make them show up for their show. That's it. You just put your show out at the same time, and then you can beat the algorithm. You share your stuff, and you say, hey, I'm going live, or hey, new upload, go check it out on the channel. You get people to go to the channel. You don't get them to click a link from the outside if you can help it. With Reddit and Facebook groups, you have to. But other places like Twitter or whatever, just say, hey, new video's up. You get them to go to the channel. You get them to do that. You just push, you promote, you hustle. You go get your own views. You don't wait on YouTube. It's like, oh, I guess YouTube isn't pushing me, so I'm not going to get views today. No, it's your channel. It's your content. It's your videos. It's your brand. It's your baby. You go out and you hustle. You go out and you hustle, and you go out and you fight for it. You go out and you get every view. If you have to get every view on your own, and all YouTube is doing is giving you free hosting, so be it. Go get every view on your own if that's what it takes. I'm being very serious with you. Do not worry about the YouTube algorithm. It's nice if it works out and if it helps you, but you go and you go get your views. You posted the video, you go promote your video. You don't wait for somebody else to do it. You don't wait for a big YouTuber to shout you out. You don't wait for whatever. You go and you go get those views. You go and you go fight for attention. You go out and you hustle. You don't wait on YouTube. You don't wait on big YouTubers. You go get it. That's what I believe. That's what I would tell you. You don't got to worry about the algorithm. Yep. Carly says, I needed to hear this, turning up the hustle dial. Yep. Absolutely. Like, yeah, a lot of people, they don't like to hear that, but I'm like, I'm a big believer in it. I believe that you can go and you can be your own biggest cheerleader. You can go out there, and again, the algorithm can't stop people from showing up for you if they know what time. The algorithm can't stop people from showing up for you if they decide like they want to hunt down your channel and they want to look for it. The algorithm, isn't like hurting you if you have word of mouth and you have people talking about you. You have people that are ready to do that. Like you don't need to let YouTube do all the heavy lifting if that's the case. You can go ahead and you can make it on your own, and the algorithm's a bonus. So, I think that, that should be really encouraging for a lot of you, but it's also the truth. It's also the truth. You can just, you can go out there and you can have your own community and you can get your own views. You can have people that are showing up for you, whether YouTube's feed wants to put them on or not. And frankly, some of the big creators, the algorithm isn't even helping some of them anymore, and they're having to just word of mouth, or update their community in Twitter or whatever. So, like, sometimes even the big creators aren't necessarily favored by the platform. So, they still rely on word of mouth. Granted, they built a reputation and they have it, but everyone starts somewhere. Everyone starts somewhere. A lot of you don't even know, how hard it was for the first channels to get their subscribers. Like, Mr. Beast made 100 videos. He didn't get 1,000 subscribers. MKBHD, Marquez Brownlee, he's got like 15 million now. His first 100 videos, he got like 78 subscribers. Mr. Beast made 100 videos. He only got like 760 subscribers. PewDiePie, like the biggest YouTuber, he made 100 videos. He got 2,500 subscribers out of it. None of them blew up. None of them blew up. And again, people think it's easy, like back in the day. Like, oh, back in the day, it was so much easier. No, it wasn't. It wasn't easier to be a YouTuber back when YouTube was new. There weren't even people on like YouTube. So I think that it does matter to go ahead and just have a mindset that you're probably just going to have to grind it out when it's in those early days. I mean, I'm just being very real with you. That's what I had to do. And I don't think you also need to look at other people and compare yourself. I told you some anecdotes and some stories about the biggest YouTubers struggling with their first 100 videos, because you need to know that that's usually what it takes. Is it's going to take you like 100 videos to get good at this. You're going to have to grind, you know. Grind over glory is something that I say. I talked with my friend Sean Cannell about this. You know, it's grind over glory. A lot of people, everyone wants the glory and no one wants the grind. And I know it's become really popular to say hustle is toxic, and like, it's a sports thing. Hustle's a sports thing. No one's telling you not to rest. No one's telling you not to listen to your body. It's the opposite. Athletes rest. Athletes listen to their body. Athletes obsess over their health. Athletes obsess over their health. And the people that are the top performers in the world, they obsess over their health. They obsessed over like hydrating and resting and taking breaks and listening to their body. So just understand that when I'm talking about grinding and hustling, I'm talking about putting in the right amount of effort in the right place and concentrating that effort and understanding and accepting that it's going to be hard. It doesn't need to be easy. It needs to be worth it. That's all. It doesn't need to be easy. It just needs to be worth it. And you have to decide if it's worth it or not. And so if it's worth it to you, you'll endure hardship. If it's worth it to you, you'll make sacrifices. If it's worth it to you, you'll have priorities. You know? And so it's just a matter of is it worth it to you? Because other people, they ain't gonna understand that you want to be a YouTuber. They don't understand that you want to be a content creator. So they're not gonna tell you that it's worth it. They're gonna give you every opportunity to quit. They're gonna give you every opportunity to walk away from this. They're gonna give you every reason why you can't make it, because they don't understand what it's worth. So I think you really do have to decide that you're committed to this. I think you have to decide that you're committed to this. And if you're committed to this, then you're going to do whatever it takes. And I think that's just how it is. All right. So we'll take a few last questions. We'll go for another 5 minutes, and then I need a break. And so we'll end it up there. So like, let's just go for just a few more minutes here. We'll go for like 3 to 5 more minutes. You know, I'm out of root beer here, so that'll be the end of that. So we have a question here. Dakin X Dan says, what do you do if you gain more subscribers when you don't upload? And when you do upload, you lose more subscribers than you gained, even though you still are making the same type of content? I'd keep uploading content. Uploading content is how things happen. Uploading content's an opportunity. I would not get fixated on your subscribers and whether you're gaining or losing subscribers. And I know that sounds easy for me to say. Me and all of my friends who are big YouTubers, in the lifetime of our career, every single one of us that has like a silver play button, we've lost somewhere between 50 and 250,000 subscribers in the course of our careers. We haven't stopped uploading. Everybody with like a silver play button has lost like 10 to 50,000 subscribers along the way if they've been doing this long enough total. And if you have anywhere near a gold play button, you have 500,000 to 1 million, you've lost 100,000 subscribers somewhere along the way. Losing subscribers should not stop you from uploading. Just keep uploading. That's all there is to it. Uploading videos is what being a YouTuber is, so you keep uploading videos. You do not worry about losing the subscribers. Question, I was wondering what's going on with the trailer for live streams. I don't have the ad option in my back office. Do you need a certain amount of subscribers? Thanks for the insight. You do not need a certain amount of subscribers. I don't know why you're not seeing that option for live stream trailers. Maybe reach out to Team YouTube about that, but you should have it. It's not a subscriber count requirement. Chris says, Roberto, do you have videos about optimizing your videos for search with your own videos as an example? I do have several videos on that. They're older. I think there's a live stream where me and Viper do it from last year. But yeah, I think there's a Viper stream. Me and Viper did that on my main channel covering that last year, but I don't think I've done a video on it more recently. I might do one in the next couple of weeks here. Probably like at the beginning of next year. What are the best dating and relationship niches? I actually wouldn't know. You'd probably need to ask someone in that niche, to be honest. I'm not sure with regard to that content. So that's one that lies just outside. I have a general understanding of almost every niche in YouTube. That one, not so much. What's my stance on paying for channel shoutouts from large creators? I don't believe in it, honestly. One, I think technically it would be in violation of FTC guidelines if you don't disclose that, or if they don't disclose that. I think that technically violates the FTC guidelines. So obviously, I'm not in favor of that. I think it technically violates YouTube terms of service to do that. And then in general, I don't think it works because I don't think it builds loyalty. I don't think that if people only subscribe to you because a big creator told them to, I don't think that they're going to be people who are going to be loyal to you in the long term. So I don't recommend it at all. I think that as much as it feels like a pain in the butt, I think like getting your subscribers the good old fashioned way, good old fashioned hustle. I think that's the answer. Uh, and honestly, I mean, there are brands that pay sometimes big YouTubers for stuff and it doesn't work out. So I don't think paying a creator for that stuff, it's going to work out. Uh, you know, if a creator happens to give you a shout out and it's a legitimate real one, it could help you, but it's also hurt people's channels before, to be honest. It's actually hurt people's channels to get a shout out. It might sound like these kids are crying or whining about it, but for real, it messed them up because they didn't have a real audience of their own that was loyal to them, and also it didn't help them algorithmically to have that. So there's none of these shortcuts. Like I don't believe in shortcuts, honestly. I believe you can optimize things you're doing, but don't try to take shortcuts. Anything that looks too easy or is like overnight success and is not like a mathematical formula is a shortcut or a scam. So I wouldn't bother. Um, hey, Carly, best tips for keeping up the grind during a move. So I myself just moved. Until and unless you get to a point to where your schedule allows for it, and you also don't have a ton of back pain or whatever, or like a situation where again you need your office set up like I am. It's just hard. I don't know that you can keep up the grind when you're moving. Sometimes you can only have one priority. Sometimes you can only single task things. Multitasking doesn't always work. So I don't think you can keep up the grind during a move. I think if you made videos in advance and had them scheduled and uploaded, that would work. But once you're in the thick of a move, I've tried this. I've tried to make content while moving. It didn't work for me. So I don't know that I have good advice on like keeping up the grind during a move. My answer is I wasn't able to do it, so I'm not sure other people would. Roberto, any advice for tags, or does that not help people find videos? Start thinking of tags differently. Start thinking of tags the way that you might if you were labeling inventory in a, like if you've ever worked a retail job, think of tags like how you would product inventory. And think about what somebody trying to understand what this video is, how the tags would help them with that. You could probably look at the tags I did for this video as an example, but I don't think you should be expecting views because you did keywords and tags. You should be using the keyword and tags to help YouTube understand what this video is that it's putting in front of people so it can serve them better. So that's my belief about tags. This is a good one. This probably will be the last one. Um, any advice for someone who replies to comments on their channel 100% of the time, but wants to transition, not responding all the time due to volume and to rude trolls. Okay, so this is important because this could also help with your scheduling and your mental health. It's a tactic I call breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You take 5, 10, or 15 minutes in the morning, 5, 10, or 15 minutes in the afternoon, 5, 10, or 15 minutes in the evening, and that's it for comments. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You could also use the same tactic when it comes to checking your own email so that you don't obsess over it. So when it comes to your DMs, your comments, and also even your email, 5, 10, or 15 minutes, and you can do it breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Morning, afternoon, and night, and that's it. And that gives you a good boundary, gives you a good schedule, gives you a good way to manage it. In your opinion, what is it? What is it when gamers with 20K subs or singers or 70K subs come to your live? Not sure, and I don't know, and I have no way of knowing if I'm not familiar with somebody what happens when they come to my live and like who they are as a person. I just try to treat everybody with kindness as a fan, as long as they're not being rude. And so if it's somebody that's a bigger creator or YouTuber, if I recognize them, I say hi. If I don't, then it's also cool. And you just, you treat people like people. Like, I mean, again, but I live in Atlanta, and so and I also have gone to like conventions and stuff my whole life, so I've seen celebrities. The only person I think I've ever fanboyed over was probably like Stephen Amell from Arrow, but other than that, like I'm used to and have met people that are like huge and stuff like that, and it's never been like this thing. So I don't treat them like anything other than people, I guess. But that may just be a me thing. So again, if that's who you are and you like freak out and you like, go wild because you're a fan of somebody, then that, and they came to your thing, then that's cool. It's whatever. Me, I'm just like, okay, that's dope and cool and that's exciting, but it's also like, okay, but I've still got to service everybody else in the stream, I still have to give everybody else who's watching, attention. So yeah, it is what it is. Thanks. Was wondering because I'm new to the platform. They show up in my live. Well, I mean, that's awesome for you. That's awesome for you. When it happens, you can just acknowledge it and say you're a fan, and then just keep it moving. You still gotta keep up the stream for the regular viewers. So yeah, it can make your day to get that kind of acknowledgement from a big creator. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I've had that, but again, I think that as long as you can keep it moving, make sure that people feel like they're not being ignored, then that's dope. All right, I think that's it, everybody. Thank you for coming to the live stream. If you have not grabbed StreamYard, you can do that for $0 linked down below, or you can go to robertoblake.com/go/StreamYard and use my affiliate link. Either of those is fine. StreamYard is the simplest solution for live streaming. I love it. I'm still a paying customer. And so with that, we're going to close it out. Remember, you can watch the replay of this. We're going to keep it up. You can hit me up with your questions at Roberto Blake in Twitter. I try to respond to as many of them as I can. And other than that, everybody stay awesome, stay safe, have a good night. We'll catch you next time. Take care.